we were glad that something happened at the end of the game. Karim, you're laughing now, but we weren't laughing for, 89 minutes, were we?
I thought it was a boring game for 87, 88 minutes. But the good thing with football is that we never know what can happen. And the last part of the game was just electric. Even here in the newsroom, for example, we were all watching this game and suddenly we were like cheering for Tunisia or for Mali. But what to say about it is that it's kind of weird because Mali and Tunisia are used to disappoint each and every one at each AFCON. And
what's the way of describing the teams? But it's a reality.
Yeah, that's a reality. And Tunisia, they were with 11 men versus 10 for 60 minutes of regular time, and then the whole overtime. What did they do on the pitch? Almost nothing. Almost nothing happened. And as soon as Mejbri was out of the field, he was the main playmaker for Tunisia. As soon as he was out, nothing on the offensive side. We have to congratulate Mali because, as their head coach Tom Sanford said just after the game, they have a strong defensive block, and we can all acknowledge that. But this is a massive disappointment for Tunisia and for his head coach tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is Mali's win, of course, but I mean, it really was going to be Mali's win. I mean, Tunisia were down to 10. Mali were down to 10 men within 26 minutes. We had 4 yellow cards within 26 minutes, 1 red, that for Koulibaly on Hannibal Mejbri, and yet Tunisia couldn't take advantage of them. So it's exactly what Karim, you're saying. I mean, Tunisia disappoints, and Mali didn't tonight, but it was theirs to win.
Yeah, I think the Tunisian attack was neutralized. So like you're saying, I think we've all remarked that they had an incredible run, the defense of Mali today. Losing a defender at 26 minutes when you're playing an offensive side like Tunisia, especially when you're facing Mejbri, and also seeing how he was brought down by 2 defenders and almost getting a second red card for Mali early into the game then shows you that they did their homework. Tom Sanford went and watched with his team of analysts and they said, this is the man to neutralize. The defenders came out and that's exactly what happened, because when he was neutralized, the game changed. There were no opportunities. There was not so much creativity from the offense of Tunisian side. And I think just a special mention to the goalkeeper, Diarra, who then stepped up and really took the term last line of defense and gave it another meaning. He was a sweeper keeper. He came forward. He stepped up for his side. There was a time, I think at around 30 minutes in the first half, he was moving out of the box even to clear the chances that were coming a little bit deeper because he needed to support his defense. So for me, he was the man of the match. He was incredible. Yeah. 2 stops in the penalty shootouts, more during the game. He made the game for the Mali defense. And so if anyone to be congratulated tonight, it's him. And shout outs to the whole Mali side because they did a stellar job tonight. And
you mentioned Tom Sanford and the way that he approached this game. He did say going into it that he was ready to play for the 120 minutes, which exactly how it turned out. So he knew what kind of a battle. I mean, I think we all did know that these were 2 sides it was going to be a tough one.
They were in excellent shape, though. They didn't seem tired when it came to penalty shootouts. They still had their heads up high. They were in the game the whole time and they never backed down. That's, I think, is some really impressive performance. And I think if anyone is going to be facing Mali after this, that's one thing they have to look out for. They're a very athletic side. Their defenders are very strong and very physical, also quite tall. Yeah. And so when you have the aerial passes, and you could see that when Tunisia was taking their set pieces, they would go low because you can't lobby it in when you have like half of the defense, if not 3 of the defenders who are like 1.9
It just doesn't work.
It's not going to work. They're going to clear the shots all the time. And so I think really today, Mali side did their homework, and yeah, it was just so beautiful to watch.
Yeah, Mali won the game physically and mentally as well, because when Tunisia scored that famous goal, we thought that it was game over.
I mean, we didn't even mention this.
Yeah.
Mali came from behind.
Yeah. They came from behind
in the last
minute. And like Tunisia had to hold for 5 minutes if we take into account added time. And on the first opportunity of Mali, that was a soft penalty, a poor penalty for Yacine Meria. He's a well-experienced player, a well-experienced defender. He was put in into the pitch during the game because Dylan Brown was injured. But still, he has experience not to do that kind of poor handball, and so it was a clear penalty. I just want to acknowledge that one guy on the Mali side was great, was Gaoussou Diakité. I follow Mali for years now, but I didn't know this guy playing in Switzerland, in Lausanne. That was his first AFCON match tonight, 20 years old. first minute, first action, and with his cross, he created the penalty and Yassimer's handball. So kudos to him. And then he managed to achieve his penalty shootout at the end. So
And that shot was so beautiful,
Yes,
right down the
exactly.
middle. None of the
What
takers
do you
took
make
it
of
like
those
that.
penalties? Because, I mean, we mentioned about the saves, of course, from the Mali side, but Tunisia again on penalties. I mean, it's what cost them as well in the end.
Yeah.
Not the most pretty penalty shootout that we got to see, I'm
It's
sure.
a game of depth, and I think Mali, they had it throughout. And I think even the decision making of who to bring on and win, this was a game of subs, the super subs. We saw, even with the substitutions that were made for the Tunisian side, that's where most of the performance was at. Similarly with Mali, and even Karim bringing up Diakite and the changes that he made in the game. So tactically, or even let me not say tactically, the decision making in the substitutions were very crucial, because who remained in the game right till the end was also very crucial in the goalkeeping, not goalkeeping departments, the penalty shootouts. Yeah. And I think because of that, then that's where they stood out. I wasn't expecting the performance like that. The missed shots, I think I was also quite stunned, but the good saves was also very beautiful to see.
Mali know who they're going to be facing, of course, now. They'll be facing Senegal next.